It says
Yes,
recording in the corner. Yes.
yes,
I
so you
am
guys are
now. Okay.
recording.
I am recording now. So again, thank you all for having me. My name is Tamiri Hamilton. YouTube is something that I started using very early on. It's just something though, however, that I never had big goals of growing. And despite that, I've been able to not only hit 1,000 followers, plus I think the big thing for me is it's with any platform, it's not about the number of followers. Okay. So I want to put that out there right away. The most important thing for you to understand is that you can monetize. I don't care if you have 5 followers, you can monetize whatever platform you are on. Now, the longevity of your monetization and being able to grow and scale that monetization should also be at the forefront of your mind. But on Instagram, for example, I had less than 3,000 followers, less than 300 followers, I should say, when I got my first sale from Instagram. So, at one point there was a lot of talk like, oh, with Instagram, you need 10,000 followers. That's not true. Okay. When it comes to YouTube, you can monetize through YouTube. And by the way, I'm not monetized through YouTube. However, I have made significant sales. YouTube has been an important part of my content strategy, especially when it comes to blogging. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But that's my number one thing for you to understand is that you don't have to have millions or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers in order to monetize YouTube. It's really important to know and understand that YouTube is not only a search engine, it is the second largest search engine owned by the world's largest search engine. Sorry, I'm just looking at time because I want to make sure I don't go over. So it is the second largest search engine owned by the world's largest search engine, which is Google. Why is that important? Because that's always been more of my strategy with YouTube is search, is intent. It is being able to be discovered. Because when I'm on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook thinking about buying product. I'm just not. I'm not there to think about buying makeup. I'm not there to think about most of the things that are offered on Facebook. Now, if I happen to see them and I find value and I, am in that buying mind frame, I'm going to look into it, right? If an ad or a post pops up about something that is already in my mind. So that's what you have to think about with Facebook. That's a difference. It is on a different leg of the customer's buying journey. They may be aware, and if you present it in front of them, they may then engage with it. Whereas YouTube, as with Google and Pinterest, by the way, everybody thinks I'm branded as a Pinterest expert, of course. But the reason I feel qualified to also speak about YouTube is not only my own success, but because they are both search engines and they operate a lot in the same way. And so when someone is on YouTube, Pinterest, or Google, they are entering search terms, right? So they are there with intent. And depending on what they are searching for, you can identify and know where they are in the buyer's journey, right? So if someone is looking for a price, they are a lot closer to making a purchase and buying than someone who is just aware that they have a problem and might not even have a desire yet to solve that problem. So YouTube is a search engine owned by I'm going to keep saying that, owned by the largest search engine, Google. What that means to you is ranking on Google itself is very challenging these days, not impossible, but it is challenging. One of the ways you can beat the Google algorithm is by being on the the Google search page through YouTube video, because they allocate a certain amount of space on that page for YouTube video. And that is where my YouTube strategy has centered on not following, but getting on the first page of Google through my blog, as well as through video being YouTube video. I'm not going to go there, but you can also do it with Facebook video. I've done it with Facebook video as well. Okay. So you can get not only on that first page, but there are times when you can get up higher on that first page. The pages are really kind of seamless now, but it's getting to the point that the first 5, 6, 7 things that you will see on the Google search page are actually ads. And so it's what you really want to do is be as high up as possible, because people are only going to scroll or page through so far, right? So it's really important to be on that first page. So what this means to you is your YouTube strategy should really be centered on optimization, okay? And I have a checklist for you that I will drop in the group as well as in the chat. I can't drop it in the chat right now, but I have a YouTube checklist that walks you through everything that I do to optimize a lot of the things that Sharon has already talked about, right? So I created back in 2018 a little video snippet, and you can hire someone on Fiverr. You can even use AI to do it now, to create like a little video intro for you, right? And it just kind of says who you are, gives a little snippet of what your channel is about, and then you go right into your video. And then at the end of the video is what's called an end slate. And that is where you are saying, okay, my next video is going to be about, and you can also check out this video, and there is a subscribe button. However, if you are intentionally creating and recording a YouTube video, you want to ask for that subscribe as quickly as possible in the video. So when you are doing your hook, when you're introducing yourself, you want to ask them to subscribe to not only your YouTube, but other social media. And that's where your social media person, if you have one who's hired as an actual strategist, an actual social media manager, will put that information on each of your videos and early on, okay? Because one of the things that's going to make you grow your YouTube fast is what's called watch time. If your video is 15 minutes long, YouTube is paying attention and calculating how long people are on your video before they exit out. And the longer, this word is going to be funny to me, the longer you can get somebody to the closer to completion, the better. So if your video is 8 minutes and they stay till 6 minutes on average, that's great. If they stay 60 seconds or 6 seconds, that's not. It's not the end of the world. It just means you want to start creating shorter videos. And that's one of the things I would do differently with my strategy today, is focus on YouTube Shorts, because YouTube Shorts is going to give you that watch time, and it's going to get you the most new followers. There is tons of data out there. I read all the industry publications, reports, and surveys, and on all platforms right now, YouTube Shorts is what is going to get you in front of the most amount of new eyeballs, thus increasing your chance of growing your following. And on YouTube in particular, the data is showing that YouTube Shorts is where the majority of new followers are coming from these days. So if you want to hit your first 1,000 subscribers, watch time is important, and so is YouTube Shorts. Now, when it comes to YouTube Shorts, I am a huge, I mean, extremely huge fan of work smarter, not harder. And so what does that mean? Tamara, what are you saying to us? What I am saying to you is you want to take your existing Reels, TikToks, video from Pinterest, Reels from Facebook with no logo on them, and upload them natively to YouTube Shorts. And if you can, use the text tool within YouTube Shorts, okay? That is going to give you extra optimization that 99.99% of videos from looking at them don't have. Now, that does not mean that there aren't videos out there that are not using the text tool and then moving the text off screen, because that's a trick, but that's only going to work for so long, okay? So YouTube Shorts and uploading your existing high-performing videos from other platforms like TikTok and Reels to YouTube. But before you upload them, you're going to do the keyword research using tools like Keywords Anywhere, Vidic, or TubeBuddy to make sure that you are creating a keyword optimized YouTube short, okay? Keywords do matter on TikTok as well, but the keywords may not be exactly the same translating it from TikTok to YouTube. So that is going to be the fastest way for you to get some traction and work smarter, not harder. I'm just checking myself for time here. Okay. So let's see what else I had on my agenda. We talked about YouTube as a search engine. Okay. So YouTube Shorts are great because they are going to be your micro content, because I believe at this moment you can only do about 59 seconds. They say a minute, but if you go over 59 seconds, it will tell you you got to trim the video. I know from experience. So that's a 1 minute video. So the other thing that you can do is you can go to any longer form videos that you have, and longer form would be anything over 3 to 5 minutes, right? So in the beginning, you're probably going to want to do about 8-minute videos. I'm just going to give you the key here. In the beginning, you're probably going to want to do 8-minute videos. Now, if your videos are over 8 minutes, that's okay. In a more advanced training, I can give you strategies to keep people on and increase that watch time. But in the beginning, you're looking at 6 to 8 minutes. And so any long form videos you have out there, YouTube has a tool that allows you to take a minute out of that and create a YouTube short from it. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't particularly like this because the video that it creates is of a substandard quality for my standards, okay? But if it's gonna work and get you your followers, then why not try it? You can also use other things like Opus, and I'll drop that in the group as well, Opus. And it will not only take that video and make it into a 1 minute video, you can use your brand colors, you can add the captions on there and do all sorts of funky, fun stuff with it to take existing long form content into short form content. Because the strategy is you use your reels to get the followers, you use the shorter form videos, 3 to 6 minutes, to entice people, and then drive them to the longer video, okay? And how you drive them to the longer video is with text on the screen, in the description, along with, you can link that longer form video to the short form video by actually putting the link in the description. You can also add it as a card to the video. When you upload videos, it gives you the option to add cards, and you can just select that longer form video. What you're going to be doing is basically creating a web, right? You can make a video go viral by having a bunch of other video. I'm going way advanced, more advanced than I always do this. You can make a video go viral by pointing a lot of other videos to it. Okay, and I'm just going to say that because I don't want to overwhelm you, because I already see some faces, right? So that's the whole strategy, is you want to put that longer form video in the description and as a card on that shorter form video, along with the link to the reel as well, so that they're all kind of talking to each other, and you're letting the algorithm know that these videos are related, okay? The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you are creating episodic content. I heard someone say they were randomly creating content, and that is fine. The reason my channel took off and did so well in the beginning was because every single week, like clockwork, that video was going up of a webinar on the same topic. So I began to be known for that topic, right? If you look at my YouTube channel now, it's going to always look like it has a niche, because I'm going to manipulate the channel page to show only certain content, and I'll even turn off certain videos and make them private. But you want your video for 30, 60, 90 days, all of your videos to be on the same genre, on the same niche. And you want to take a topic and break it down. Instead of making 60-minute videos again in the beginning, you're going to make a bunch of smaller videos of 6 to 8 minutes and make playlists. So you might have one playlist that is winter skincare routine, and then you break down each of the products, right? You might have another list that is summer skincare tips, right? And then you break it down and make sure that they are all related. And so how you're going to know what those videos and those playlists and topics are about is you're going to do your keyword research in good old Google and use tools like Keywords Anywhere, Vidic, and TubeBuddy in order to know these things all go together. Typically, you want to take like a problem, right? Like, why is my skin dry at 50 in the winter, right? And then you're going to answer the who, what, why, how, and when. I just gave that to you. So each video, you're going to do a video on the who, the why, the what, the how, and the win. And in each video, you're going to leave that trail to say, go to the next video. Think about when you're taking a training in corporate America or something, and it tells you, okay, you've completed this, now you're going to go to the next video. That's literally what you're doing, and you're training the algorithm as to what your videos are about and what you are a subject matter on. Despite what a lot of people think, these algorithms are not big bad wolves who don't want to show your content to people. You are the problem. I'm just gonna say it, because you're all over the place, and the YouTube, the algorithm doesn't know what content to show to whom, because you're not telling it. If you tell it and you train it and teach it, it's nothing more than AI. So it's no different than training Chat GPT about who you are, who you make videos for, and what problems you solve. Then it will put your videos in the right place. Okay. Now, a lot of people will tell you that you want the keywords in the title, you'll want it in the description and the tags. The tags really don't matter that much. It's much more important for it to be in the title and the description, okay? So before I keep going, what questions do we have? Or should I just keep going? Because I've just got a little bit, because I've already answered most of it, gone into most of it. Okay, so in the beginning, you're going to niche down, okay? You're going to do several playlists on under the same like skincare, right? So like, because I come from the world of beauty, Cheryl, you're going to really focus on skincare before you move into makeup. And then when you move into makeup, you're not just going to go into makeup, right? I spent 2 years on contouring and made a lot of money on just contouring. Did people buy other products? Absolutely. But I just really honed in on contouring. I spent a good 6 months to a year on lipsticks. And you're probably if you don't wear makeup, you're like, how can you create that much content on lipstick? Believe me, you can. The ability is there. People have a lot of questions. When you understand that you are here to serve and that you are here to answer problems, and that is your value, right? Your value is in solving problems and answering questions for other people. Now, one of my biggest tools, my biggest tips, especially for someone like Cheryl, is you're not just going to make content to attract new customers. You want to create content for your team, and you want to create content for your customers. Why? Because you don't want to be the tool in your business. You want the content to be the tool. So whatever the most frequently asked questions are that you get, you are going to answer those questions in a video and upload it to YouTube, and you will thank me later. I promise you, okay? One of my most watched videos was a video from a company I was partnered with that was titled How to Set Up Your Free Makeup Savings Account, because they got cash back on their purchases. And what it did was it allowed me to attract leads and get leads into my business of people who found me but were not ready to buy today. And that's why you don't only want to create content for people who are not customers yet, who've just first reached your channel. You want to create content for people along various stages of the buyer's journey, so that you can move someone from complete stranger on the internet to a buying customer. Just before I got on here, I saw that I got a digital sale from someone that I've never met or talked to in my life. So this stuff works. I've been doing it for several years without fail, okay? Your thumbnails are also really, really important. You do not want to just take the title of your video and put it on the thumbnail. Your thumbnail needs to have more of a clickbait feel and look to it, and it should only have 4 or 5 words, okay? We talked about serial and episodic content. You might get a great idea, write it down and do it later, and stay the course with your plan. Map out your next 30 days of content. You don't have to post a video every day, okay? 1 or 2 videos a week. So what are your next 30 videos? What are your next 20 or 25 videos? And make them serial and episodic. That is what is going to build your community. That is what is going to build know, trust, like, okay? So I often, Cheryl, I put links to my products in the description, and you want to make sure either in text on the screen or verbally you are directing people to the description for the link to product or your lead magnet. YouTube is a massive source of traffic to your blogs and to your lead magnets and to your offers. So you can definitely collect leads from YouTube by creating a script template that includes you offering that lead magnet at least twice in a 6-minute or longer video and directing them to the description for that link, and they can click on the link from there and get to your lead magnet. You can grow a massive amount of leads by doing this, especially if your video goes viral. And if you follow this checklist, you are going to have a video go viral. You are going to, okay? The only way you won't is if you quit and you give up and you don't keep making the video. So I've given you the tools. I've told you how to monetize. I've walked you through what I did and how I did it. And I'm giving you a free checklist to download. And I also offer a free 15-minute consultation. You can just message me or email me. I'm in the group and we can get that set up, and I can point you to more tools, resources, courses, coaching, et cetera, that I offer. What questions do you have?
Wow.
I feel like it was a lot. I feel like I unloaded. I'm sorry. I always go to these and I'm like, I'm not going to unload, but then I get to talking and it just all just oozes.
Oh, and
because you have a passion.
we have the recording so people can go over it. And I love that you're gifting us a checklist.
You're welcome.
So supportive.
I had a question about the keywords. When you say, was it TubeBuddy? So where do I go to research that and really kind of understand that more?
I will actually, I didn't have time to get it on the PDF download. I will eventually amend that, but I will also include the list in the group for you all.
So basically going to YouTube and typing in the kind of searches that you're thinking of and seeing what their autocomplete is to understand what the popular
yes. In 20 minutes, I just didn't have time to go through all of that. But yeah, so you just go into the YouTube search bar and you start typing it in and you take note of every single thing that comes up. But when you use a tool like TubeBuddy or Vidic, it's going to have a sidebar and it's going to tell you, and it's really cool. Trust me, it's really cool. It's a great tool. It's very much worth it.
That has been super. I love, you call it Vidic?
Yeah.
Is that vidIQ?
I don't know. That's just what I think that's what I've always heard it as Vidic. I don't know. vidIQ, Vidic is the same thing to me. Yeah.
Love it. And I think of how I changed just the thumbnail, and I did it from Google search, and I went from I was getting a couple different views, and then it went up to like 200-300 just by changing. The
thumbnail is huge.
Yeah, it was. So instead of holiday, I found from Google search in YouTube, nobody cared about that. So it's like, okay, I'll flavor it differently. Yeah, I love, Google it, search it.
Chances are you don't have to create new videos. Chances are, I always say I don't have to create another piece of content again. I do because it's cheaper than therapy. However, you likely already have plenty of content that you can repurpose, reshare, and redistribute. Even your existing YouTube videos, you can download those and repurpose them. One of the things I didn't talk about is syndication. So one of the things I do now is the reason I want the file for this training is I'm going to upload it to StreamYard, and StreamYard's going to broadcast it live to Facebook, to multiple Facebook pages and groups for me. I can send it to stream to Instagram, to LinkedIn, to YouTube, and I've got multiple YouTube channels. And so I love syndication. I have videos from 2018. That person who bought that digital product before this training, chances are she bought that from a video that was recorded live in 2018. Think about that.
Yeah, very
And
nice.
that video didn't even mention this digital product. But because it was in the description, in the caption, and because I mean, not to toot my own horn, but do I bring it or do I bring it, right? So it tends to make people want more of me. And so they're going to be more likely to read the description, to read the caption. And then, like I said, because they are literally craving more, they click the link and they buy. So let that be a lesson to you. Yes, ma'am.
The question I have is when you were saying about checking to see how many minutes they were on your video, where do you see that?
In the analytics.
They actually give you that in the analytics,
Yes.
how long people have been on,
Yep.
and you have that no matter what as a basic YouTube.
Yeah, you should have that. Yes.
So
Okay.
remember how we talked about having YouTube Studio that
Yep.
you can put it, you can get the app on your phone, or you could check it on the computer at your page. And it's just such helpful information. And we also have the tutorial in the Facebook group from covering the basics last time.
Okay.
And by the way, one of my top videos that's viewed on a daily basis was recorded in 2018. 2018 was just a very good year, wasn't it? But yeah, it's a video from 2018 that is still getting viewed, still collecting leads, still making people fall in know, like, and trust with me and subscribe. And that's the beauty of YouTube and Google being related, and intent in search is a longer shelf life, as long as you are solving that problem. And I'll also say this, one of my top videos on an old blog that I no longer have, it came up with 0 searches, but I knew it was a problem. And so I did the blog post and the video anyway, and that video still gets views and it still sends traffic. Okay. So here's the thing that I will tell you. So just because it may come up with 0 searches, if you know that it is a problem and you keep getting asked it, or you just know it was a problem for you and you figured it out, make the content anyway. You're going to have a much higher chance of ranking high in both Google and YouTube, because there's no searches for it. And you're going to be the pioneer. You're going to be one of the few first talking about it. So you're going to get that authority and that traffic.
I had a question. So I would love to know a little bit more about your process of monetizing.
My process of monetizing is I have a blog, and I use that blog to create content of value. On every single blog post, I usually record a live video first. So I record a live video. I've done all my keyword work, and I know I have in my head, I have my my checklist. And so I know what keywords I need to make sure that I drop and keep saying in the video and what the video is about. And I've structured it. And so I record that live video. Okay. Then I take that video to ChatGPT and I get the transcription of the video, and I use that transcription and tell ChatGPT to turn that into a blog post. And I write the blog post. And so then I embed the YouTube video into the blog post. And once the blog post is published, I take the link from the blog post and put it in the description of the YouTube video. And on the blog post are links to become a lead. And then from there, once they're on my email list, I am nurturing that email list and converting from my email list. That is how I monetize for digital products. When it comes to physical products, if I am doing my face of makeup or doing my skincare routine, I put the links right in the video. And then I still might make a blog post and do all of that, but the links for the product are right there in the video. Because if someone has watched that video and they are ready to buy, I want them to be able to buy straight away. I don't want them to have to go over to a blog and do all of that. I want them to have the link right there because they were searching for it, and they should be able to buy from right within the video.
So what are so you do digital products, you do beauty products, and you do coaching, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're guiding them through the funnel, basically, to get on. Do you have a different email list for your beauty products? And
I segment my lists. Yes.
Oh, okay. Very, very interesting.
I have a quick question about different channels. So it sounds like if I had different ideas for different content, I should really just kind of focus on the content, one channel, one playlist, for, you said 30 to 90 days, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then you can introduce more. A lot of people do multiple channels. I think most people, it's one channel is a lot to manage. So having multiple channels is a lot. And instead of creating multiple channels, like I said, I will make videos private. I will change what's visible on my channel page and just go down a different direction because I know how to train the algorithm, and I just train it.
So the name of the channel, like the name of my channel is Reconnection Within. I was thinking that doesn't really speak to health, but does the name of the channel mean anything?
Not as much as the channel description. You know, it can in the beginning, but you know, I take more of a personal brand approach. I'm the brand, I'm the content, I'm the algorithm. So it's all my name.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You're welcome.
Thanks again. Yeah.
No problem.
Do you have a assistant? Do you have somebody, do you do all the social media stuff, or do you have somebody that supports you?
I do have an assistant, and I also use a lot of AI. Before I hire out for a project, I look to systems and automation first. That's why I was asking Cheryl about what her person does, because there's software that will post for you. But if they are actually creating her reels, that's a different story. Just for me and my business, if I'm going to pay somebody, they're going to be doing they're going to have strategy, and they should really be guiding and advising me. That's just my take, but everyone is different.
Since you mentioned reels, I guess I'm confused on why I would use reels. You were talking about you get followers, so you're talking about on YouTube reels?
No, I'm talking about taking your existing reels and uploading them to YouTube.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So but when you do it, you want to make sure you still optimize it.
Okay. All right. Got it. Yeah, I actually love the one where I can take my long form and I can just do it on my phone and remix it on YouTube. But
yeah, I've just seen where it really degrades the quality sometimes, and maybe it's gotten better because it's been a little while since I've done it, but it was just degrading the quality of it.
Well, and I probably have much lower standards than you.
Well, because they will ding your video if it's of lower quality. So it's like, well, if you're going to ding my video, then you should make it higher quality and not degrade the quality of it.
I have seen that where it looks kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, really fuzzy. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I've also, and I think that depends on maybe my settings too, because then I've seen it on my husband's computer. It's like, oh, it looks really sharp and clear. Or I'll put it on YouTube and it looks fuzzy, and then I'll take it and I'll put it on Facebook and it looks sharp and clear. So I think, like you're saying, they do something on YouTube that it's just a lower pixel quality or
yeah. So if you're taking the same file and uploading it, once you upload it to, or I guess what I'm saying is, if you take that long form video and you remix it, do you download it then? And you're saying when you upload it elsewhere, it looks fine?
So I go on my phone and I go to my long form videos. I do the remix and make the shorts. And then I've seen they look fuzzy on my phone and my computer, but then I go to my husband's and they look clear.
Oh,
so
that's
I wonder
weird.
if it's my settings that I have it. I know oftentimes I'll set it for lower quality just to save my battery.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, so
that
I don't,
might be.
but
yeah,
then
I don't. I have all mine maxed out. So
okay. And then I'll put it on Facebook and it's sharp clear. It's
yeah, because I actually record in 4K.
Yeah, but
and at 60 FPF. So whatever it is, whatever it is.
Yeah. Any more questions for our?
Well, I have a question. I don't know if this kind of applies, but I noticed when I was trying to create my YouTube name, I wouldn't have thought that it was that many Giselles, and there's different Giselles. I mean, there's like 4 other people, Giselles, that are doing cooking. So I think it's like fun cooking with Giselle or something. Does the name harder? I mean, does that make a problem for people to find you in that respect, or like you said, the name doesn't make any difference? Because
I mean, I think the thing that makes it easier for people to find you is to provide them with the link.
okay, all right. I was just thinking if I, just so happen you're talking with someone, oh yeah, and they know your name and they try to Google you with your name, they're not sure if they're going to find you, but you said.
Yeah, and that's why it's either to have a recognizable logo or your face on your
Okay.
channel so they know that it's you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to, unless you want